Good morning, everyone. Here we are at week number 6. We are getting toward the end of the term in Science 200. So let's see what we've got going on. Last week, as a quick review, you learned about biases in scientific research and how scientists are actually human beings. And we bring preconceived notions, we have expectations of results, we have grant funding that we're concerned about, and all sorts of things that lead to bias in scientific research. We have to take this out. Science is an objective sort of way to examine problems and do experiments. So we have to take out any bias in order to get objective results. So that's really important and an important consideration in any type of study. You also learned about the Deepwater Horizon oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico. In case you weren't paying attention during that time, you were too young to even understand it. It was a horrific ecological disaster in the Gulf of Mexico, and still is one, which you will see this week. You worked on your planning document, and you will see that this week is the last week that you're going to work on that, on your written report. But let's get into the other things that you have to do. This week, you have discussion board postings, and your initial post is all about your topic that you've been researching these first 6 weeks. Whether it's electric cars or the permafrost layer or whatever it is that you're examining, conservation of biodiversity, whatever it is. So what's the most interesting thing that you learned through your own research? And here's a question: why is it interesting? If you ever see a why question, this requires a description. So this is not, boom, one little thing. Oh, I thought it was cool. No. So you have to write out a description. So this is going to be at least a paragraph or 2 paragraphs. And also, why is your topic relevant to you? Why is it important to you? Why do you care about this? And if you don't care, figure out a way that you care about it. I'm just saying. This has to be relevant to you. In the response post, what interests you about that person's topic? Because they will have already described what their topic is. So if you did conservation of biodiversity and you see somebody who's writing about electric cars, why are you interested in that? What's interesting about it, what they've written? And do you have any further questions about their particular topic after you read what they've posted? So those are the 2 response posts. So your initial post is due by Thursday night before midnight. Your 2 response posts are due by Sunday night before midnight. You're also going to do a little bit more delving into the Deepwater Horizon oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico and the ecological damage that it did. And I have to say, is still doing, because it will take centuries for this damage to be corrected. In the Gulf of Mexico, down in the depths of the ocean, out on the shore, in the animals, in the phytoplankton, yeah, everywhere. And this is work in your Sumo web text, so be sure and do that. Excuse me, I got choked a while ago. Your planning document, this is the last week for your written project. So on your particular topic. So realize that this is the last week. This is the final version of that. And you're going, well, what in the world are we doing the next 2 weeks? Aha! You're going to make a presentation. So the instructions say 5 to 7 slides, and this does not count the reference slide, okay? So 5 to 7 slides of, information. And you will be working on that presentation of your project over the next 2 weeks, weeks 7 and 8. You will make slides, whether it's PowerPoint or Google Slides or whatever software you use, and you're going to add speaker's notes as if you were presenting this. So this week is the final version of your written topic. So get that turned in, and I will grade those. So that's what you've got going on this week: the discussion board postings, the Sumo web text on the Deep Horizon oil spill, and the final version of your planning document. My tip of the week this week is to proofread your work. So this is going to be the final version of your written project that you're turning in this week. You need to proofread it. Sometimes it's hard to proofread your own work. You can always give this to someone that you know and have them proofread it, especially if they're good at this. But proofread your work. One way that you can do this on your own is to read it out loud to yourself, because as you're reading, you will catch little stumbling blocks that you put in your own way in this written document. See if it makes sense. See if it reads well. Do you have run-on sentences? Is there any mistakes in grammar, etc.? You will find that out if you read it out loud to yourself. I know it sounds silly. I know it does, but it works. So give it a try. And since we use all different types of software now, like Word, spelling and grammar errors actually pop up, and you get them underlined in red and highlighted and all kind of stuff. So pay attention to those and fix them where you need to. Sometimes you can't really do that in science because we use the passive voice a lot. But anyway, look for those errors in spelling and grammar and fix those as they pop up. So that's another way to help you proofread. Because remember, this is the final version. And if you need anything, there's my name, Dr. Janie Sigmon, with the little arrow pointing to it, m.sigmon@snhu.edu. Just let me know if you need anything. That being said, I hope that you have a wonderful week.